Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here from Dodgertown in historic Dodgertown here in Vero Beach, Florida. I'm Kyle Wilson. We are here for game number, we are here for game number 14, Central Florida versus Chipola College. The Lady Indians versus the Patriots from the College of Central Florida. Leading off for our visitors from the Lady Indians from Chipola College, number 11, Dana Edmondson, the center fielder. We'll run through the starting lineups real quick for Chipola to start off the visitors on the scoreboard. Number 11, Dana Edmondson playing center field. Number 5, Gabriela Santos playing right field. Number 8, Madison Reagan, the designated hitter, or designated player. Number 14, Nelly Lopez. Number 14 is the second baseman. The first baseman, number 10, Barana Sorrento. The shortstop, number 12, Courtney Davis. The catcher, number 23, Lexi Bassford. The left field, number 25, Brooke Williams. And the third baseman, number 17, in the 9-hole, Ashley Morris. Count is 3-0 to the leadoff hitter, Dana Edmondson, the center fielder from Chipola. Defensively for the Patriots, for the College of Central Florida, Mariah Wise in left. In center field, Kelsey Cullup. And in right field, Destiny Lismore. Around the infield, at third base, Tiana Hill. Shortstop, Kaylee Nix. Second base, Dion Davis. And at first base, Brooke Barlow. Behind the plate, catching Kylie Holton, number 32. And pitching, Kaylin McGill, the nation's leader in earn run average at .55 going into this tournament today. It's a leadoff walk for Dana Edmondson. Going to bring up Gabriela Santos, the right fielder, number 5. That ball gets by Holton. That's strike one. And that's going to move Edmondson over to second. There's a grounder to the pitcher. McGill grabs it, but is not able to corral that ball from her glove to her throwing hand and make it way over to first. That's going to be an E1. Runners on first and third now in the top of the first for Chipola. That's going to bring Madison Reagan, your offensive player, to the plate. Some interesting base running. Over there on third by Dana Edmondson. That pitch came home, and she was almost halfway home before the pitcher even turned around and realized that anything was going on. Fagan's going to make his way out for a quick mound meeting. See if he can't corral his team's focus. Again, Central Florida has a record of 61-3, now 62-3 after their win over Polk State in game number 1. Well, in their first game, it was actually game 3 of our tournament. 1 ball, no strikes to Madison Reagan. That's a called strike 2 to Madison Reagan, the offensive player for the Lady Indians. There's a line drive down the right field side. That is a fair ball and in play. It's going to score 2 runs for the Lady Indians. That's 2 runs for the Lady Indians. And a stand-up triple for Madison Reagan. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Nally Lopez.
Now batting number 14, second baseman, Natalie Lopez.
That's a quick 2-0 lead for the Chipola Lady Indians. Madison Reagan's over on third base with a 2-run triple. Nally Lopez at the plate for Chipola College. Lopez hitting .397 on the season. And no, that's what you got to do when you're facing obviously the number 1 team in the state, but the number 2 team nationally. If you have an opportunity to score, you've got to take advantage of it. And that's what the Lady Indians have done early here in this first inning. 2-0, no outs. And there's a runner on third. It's one of those situations that the Patriots have not seen themselves in too much this season, is down early. Three balls, 1 strike. It's going to be a ball 4 walk for Nally Lopez.
Now batting the first baseman, number 10, Barani Sorrento.
That's going to bring up number 10, Marani Sorrento. Runners on first and third for the Lady Indians. Sorrento at the plate. It's a pass ball by the catcher, not far enough away from Holton that the runner is able to advance home. That's Madison Reagan over there at third base, not able to make it home on the pass ball. Barana Sorrento at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Lady Indians' first baseman. McGill pitches. Grounded over to third. Third baseman looks the runner back and fires to first. Tiana Hill to Brooke Barlow. to retire Sorrento. That's going to bring up Courtney Davis, the shortstop for the Lady Indians. Davis hitting .314 in 49 games played this year. 38 hits, 8 of which were doubles. She has not hit a home run. She has 33 runs batted in on the year. And she's got 2 runners in scoring position now at second and at third. Madison Reagan's over there at third. Nally Lopez at second. Looking to get a couple more runs here with only 1 out. It's a routine ground ball. 6-3 from Nix to Barlow.
Catcher, number 23, Lexi Basford.
That's going to retire Courtney Davis and bring up Lexi Basford, the catcher. Runners on second and third. McGill fires home. Called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Lexi Basford, the catcher, number 23. Strike 3. That's going to end the inning for the Lady Indians. 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left on base. We'll be right back with the bottom half of the inning and the College of Central Florida coming to the plate after this short break. In the bottom of the first inning, the Patriots have up Mariah Wise, Kaylee Nix, Kelsey Cullup, Brooke Barlow, Tiana Hill, Adrian Williams, Kylie Holton, Destiny Lismore, and Dion Davis as your 1 through 9 lineup. Pitching for the Lady Indians is number 6, Lana Adringa. Second pitch from Adringa is a blooper to left field. And Mariah Wise, using some of that speed, is able to get all the way around to second base for a double. That's a leadoff double for Mariah Wise, the left fielder from the College of Central Florida, bringing up Kaylee Nix, shortstop number 6. Runner on second, Mariah Wise with this double. A throwback, trying to get her moving off the base. Count 1 ball, no strikes to Kaylee Nix. Hit off the end of the bat, foul. 1 ball, 1 strike to the shortstop for the Patriots. Count 2-1 to Kaylee Nix. The pitch on the way. Called strike. She tried to hold up her swing. I'm not sure if she did there. Count 2-2 to the freshman. Trying to slap that down the left field line. Just foul. The 2-2 pitch. Kaylee Nix is able to move Mariah Wise over to third base. Looked like the entire goal of that swing was to hit the ball to the right side of the field, move that runner over to third, see if they can't manufacture a run. Now 1 out, and Kelsey Cullup, the center fielder, at the plate. Strike, and then a throw back over to third base. Mariah Wise is able to make it home on the sacrifice fly to right field. That brings up Brooke Barlow, first baseman number 11 for the College of Central Florida. Barlow, the freshman from Jacksonville, Florida, Bartram Trail High School. Widely regarded as one of the nation's best hitters. She turns on that and hits it right off the right field fence. A stand-up double for Brooke Barlow as she turned on that and really, really pounded it to the right side of the field. That wind is blowing dead in. I think it's going to kill a lot of balls from this right, especially if they hit toward right field or center field.
Third baseman number 10.
That's Brooke Barlow with a stand-up double.
Missed that by about 3 feet. Hit about 3/4 up on the fence. Straight on a line drive.
Runner on second is Brooke Barlow. At the plate, Tiana Hill, third baseman number 10. Off-speed pitch called as a strike. Score 2-1. College of Central Florida has put up 1 run in the bottom half of the first inning after the Lady Indians put up 2 early in the first against the Patriots. Taken, ball outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs to the Patriots third baseman. Strike 3. It's going to retire the side. Central Florida gets 1 run. So they now are down to Chipola by a score of 2-1. Indians lead the Patriots, score of 2-1. We'll come back top of the second after this short break. We're back here over on field number 8 at historic Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida. We've got the College of Central Florida, the nation's number 2 ranked team, versus the Chipola Lady Indians. Chipola jumped up to a quick 2-1 lead over the College of Central Florida in the first. Central Florida clawed back with 1 run in the bottom half of the inning. McGill, the pitcher for College of Central Florida, struggled a little bit to start. There's a quick out. A 5-3 put out for the first out in the top of the second.
Third baseman, number 17, Ashley Morris.
Now batting, number 17, Ashley Morris. Morris, a freshman from Leesburg, Georgia. Count 1-1. There's a line out to the center fielder. Kelsey Cullup over to make the play. Retiring Ashley Morris. That's going to bring up Dana Edmondson, the center fielder. Came around to score after walking her first time up in the first inning. One of the 2 runs scored by the Lady Indians. is a very hard hit ball. Line shot there at Tiana Hill over at third. She was not able to come up and make the play. She was able to block it, but not able to make the play. It's an error on the throw. Stolen base and an error, so she's able to make it over to third. That's Ashley Morris now on third base with Gabriela Santos, the right fielder, coming to the plate. Correction about that. I do apologize. I missed a batter. Dana Edmondson's on first. She moved over with the stolen base and then moved to third on the error on the throw. 2 outs. Count 3-1 to Gabriela Santos, the right fielder. From Brazil. It's right off the top of the fence. Santos, in her last at bat, reached on an error by the pitcher. McGill grounded, retrieved the ground ball, and then went to throw to first and threw it over the first baseman's head. There's strike 3 from McGill. That's going to retire the side. For the Lady Indians in the top half of the second. No runs. We'll be right back after a short break with the home half of the second. We're back here over at field number 8 in Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida. Central Florida facing off with the Chipola College Lady Indians. College of Central Florida is the home team on the scoreboard. Their leadoff batter in the second inning is the designated hitter, number 2, Adrian Williams. Count 1-2 to the designated hitter from the Patriots. Williams, a sophomore from Tallahassee Goodby. The pitch from Andringa. Strikes out. Adrian Williams. It's going to bring up this catcher, number 32, Kylie Holton. Holton from McClinney and Baker County High School. Plays both catcher and third base for the Patriots. Tried to check up her swing there. Called strike. Holton's a sophomore. It's her second year with the College of Central Florida. The pitch from Andringa. Called strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. That pitch was high from Andringa. Just on the outside corner. Catcher tried to frame that in there to no avail. Fouled back off the fence. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes to the catcher from Baker County. Pop fly in the foul play. Looks like we had 2 players collide over there. It was just off the playing field. Looked like we had Santos and Lopez out there collide. Looked like one of them might have turned their ankle. We're going to take a short break and be right back with you. We'll let you know about the player that's down. We'll be right back from Dodgertown. We're back over here. It looks like all of the Lady Indians are all right. No one was substituted out after that little collision over at right field. Well, in the right field, first base, foul area. Looked like we had a couple Lady Indians collide over there. Not exactly sure. I know Santos was one of them. It looked like maybe Natalie Lopez and Sorrento as well. Looks like they're all good. We're back playing. Count 2-2. Right through the hole in the fence. That'll make you jump. Even though there's a net there, it's still just the whole idea that there's a hole in the fence kind of throws you off a little bit. Fouled in between fields 7 and 8. Luckily, nobody down there standing.
Thank you.
Count 2-2.
Something smells good.
Fouled back again. Count 2-2 to the catcher, Kylie Holton. Called strike 3. Holton goes down looking. That's going to bring up Destiny Lismore, the right fielder. It's going to bring up Lismore, the right fielder. Lismore, a freshman from Jacksonville, Paxton School for Advanced Studies. Other games that we have going on currently in the winners bracket. We've got Southwest Florida and Gulf Coast facing off. Gulf Coast is leading 2-1 in the bottom of the third in that game. There's another strikeout. She struck out the side. That's 3 strikeouts this inning for Lana Adringa. That's going to end this half of the inning. We'll be right back shortly after a short break. We're back here in Dodgertown. First pitch from McGill is a called strike. That's to Madison Reagan, the offensive player, number 8. Her first at bat. Stand-up triple, scoring 2 runs. The only 2 runs scored so far by Chipola College. Count 1 ball, 1 strike to Madison Reagan. Big cut there. Swing and a miss. 1-2. It was a rifle shot right back up at McGill. It's a leadoff single for the Lady Indians.
Second baseman number 14, Natalie Lopez.
It's going to bring up the second baseman, Nally Lopez. In the first, Lopez walked and then stole second base. Was stranded there on second. There's a ground ball trying to turn 2, not able to do that. They do get the lead runner and get Madison Reagan there at second base. It's going to bring in Barana Sorrento, number 10, the first baseman.
First baseman number 10, Barana Sorrento.
There's another grounder toward the third baseman. Tiana Hill not able to make that play over at third. A really bad hop. We're going to officially give her a single up here in the press box.
Shortstop number 12, Courtney Davis.
That's going to bring up Courtney Davis, the shortstop.
That's where we were going with that, but it was a really bad one. No, I don't think so.
That's going to move Nally Lopez over to second base. She's reached second now both times she's been on. Let's see if they can move her over. Chipola looking for a huge upset victory here today to beat the number 2 team in the country. There's a 5-4 put out. Is able to move both runners over to second and third. So now with 1 out. Correction, 2 outs. Runners on second and third for the Lady Indians of Chipola. Runners on second and third. Nally Lopez at third. Sorrento at second. First base open. Patriots first baseman playing right on the bag over there, Brooke Barlow. At the plate, Lexi Bassfort, catcher number 23 from Chipola College. It's a called strike. 3 balls, 1 strike to the catcher. Walking, the bases loaded. It's going to bring Brooke Williams.
Left fielder number 25, Brooke Williams.
Brooke Williams grounded out to third base. her first time up. In this first 3 innings of this game, third baseman Tiana Hill has been busy. She's already had 4 putouts today. Quick mound meeting. Caitlin McGill, going into today's tournament, had an ERA of .55, leading the nation by almost a half a percentage point. Has been absolutely dominant this season. .55 ERA, 33-2 record in 37 appearances, 29 starts, 24 complete games, 12 of which were shutouts. McGill has had an absolutely fantastic year, but is struggling here with the Indians in the early half of this game. We've had 4 runners on in the first, 2 runners on in the second, and now bases loaded in the third. As I said earlier, with the Indians, when you're playing the number 2 team in the country, you have to take advantage of these opportunities because they don't come very often. At least typically they don't. Count 1-1 to Brooke Williams. The pitch from McGill. Williams slaps that past Tiana Hill, the third baseman. It gets to the left fielder, but it's going to score 1 run. It's only a single, only going to score 1. But that does give Chipola a 2-run lead. They're up 3-1 over the number 2 team in the country, the College of Central Florida. That's going to bring up Ashley Morris, the third baseman. Bases full of Indians. We've got Sorrento on third, Bashfort at second, and Williams on first. Called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to the third baseman. Again, from Leesburg, Georgia. Morris slaps that just foul. Morris just trying to find a gap anywhere, knock down a single, keep moving runners across the plate. Chipola up 3-1 with 2 outs in the top of the third. There was a rifle shot directly at the first baseman, Brooke Barlow. But 1 run does score for Chipola College. Nally Lopez came across 1 run. That's going to give them 3. A 2-run lead over over the Patriots. Indians lead over College of Central Florida by a score of 3-1. Now batting for the College of Central Florida Patriots, Dion Davis, second baseman, number 17. It's her first time at bat. Count 0-1. Now 1-1 to Davis. Chipola putting the College of Central Florida in a position that they are not accustomed to. 61-3 this season, the Patriots are, and they are down 3-1 versus the Indians. Chipola would love nothing more than to put the College of Central Florida down into the losers bracket, still with a few games to play. Count 2-2 to Dion Davis, second baseman for the College of Central Florida. Off the fence. Still count 2-2. Cotter looking. That's a backwards K for Dion Davis. Bringing up Mariah Wise, the left fielder. It's one of those things about the game of both softball and baseball that it doesn't really matter what your record is, but if you run into one of those really hot pitchers, anybody can beat anybody at any time. Count 1-1 to the leadoff batter for the Patriots, Mariah Wise. Wise, a .467 batter. The Patriots have 9 batters that actually average over 400 with their batting average. It's really quite impressive. I'm not too sure how many both baseball or softball teams across the state you could look at and have 9 players with an average like that. That's a little ridiculous, to be perfectly honest with you. But with a record of 61-3, I know they've scored more runs than just about anybody else this year. Something to be said about just being a very, very offensively talented softball team. We have a full count here to Mariah Wise, the leadoff batter. Be careful if she gets on base. She is quick, to say the least. And there is a little blooper into center field. Center fielder playing shallow enough that's not going to allow Mariah Wise to make it over to second. There's a single for the batter, Mariah Wise. That's going to bring up Kaylee Nix, shortstop, number 6 for the Patriots. I would be very surprised if I did not see Mariah Wise try to snag a base here in the first couple pitches of this at bat. And there she goes immediately, first pitch, and safe. Mariah Wise got a great break on that pitch. Runner on second in scoring position now, especially when she's so quick. A single and could absolutely have the opportunity to score Wise from second base. As we discussed earlier, Wise to start this tournament, had 62 stolen bases on the year. I believe she stole 2 in the first game versus Polk, and I believe she stole 1 in the first inning tonight. Would put her up at 65, 66 stolen bases on the season. The only one player, Weatherall from Muscatine, with 77 stolen bases on the year, is the only one in the nation that has more stolen bases than Mariah Wise from the College of Central Florida. Count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out for Central Florida. Kaylee Nix slaps that over to the second baseman, Natalie Lopez. Throws over to first and is able to make the out. But that does move Mariah Wise all the way over to third base. Ball's hit into shallow right field. Natalie Lopez is going to move back and make that catch. That's going to end the inning for the Patriots. No run scored. Indians lead the Patriots by a score of 3-1. Going into the top of the 4th. We're back over on field number 8 in historic Dodgertown. I'm Kyle Wilson. We've got the Lady Indians coming to bat as they lead the College of Central Florida by a score of 3-1. At the plate, the leadoff batter, center fielders, Dana Edmondson, number 11 for the Lady Indians. Count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Indians scored 2 in the first and then 1 in the third to give them a total of 3. Central Florida scored 1 in the first and has not scored again. Chipola currently leads the College of Central Florida by a score of 3-1. At the plate, Dana Edmondson, center fielder. Count 3-1. It's a 5-pitch walk for Dana Edmondson, bringing up Gabriela Santos, right fielder for the Lady Indians. Santos, in her first 2 at-bats, reached on an error by the pitcher and struck out in the second inning. Edmondson reached by a walk and then just stole second base. Gabriela Santos at the plate for the Chipola Lady Indians. Count 0-1 to the right fielder. Grounded over to Brooke Barlow. Barlow takes a step towards second base and then makes her way back to first to tag the bag just before Santos makes it there, recording the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up Madison Reagan, the offensive player. That's a called strike one. First pitch strike from Kaylin McGill. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes to Madison Reagan. Reagan was stranded on third in the first inning after tripling to score in the 2 runs prior. There's a hard grounder through Kaylee Nix. That went right through the 5-hole. That's an error on Nix at shortstop. And we'll bring up the second baseman, number 14, Nally Lopez. Thrown out at second was Madison Reagan. Reagan reached on that error and tried to steal second base. And Kylie Holton puts a throw on the absolute money to retire Reagan. And next pitch, Lopez is hit by the pitch to go ahead and reach first. It's going to bring up Courtney Davis. Correction, Brianna Sorrento.
Now batting number 10, first baseman Brianna Sorrento.
That ball was blooped to left field and is going to fall in front of the left fielder, Mariah Wise. She's not able to get far enough in. She was playing pretty deep out there in left field. I tell you what, that ball was just blooped out to left, and the wind just absolutely killed that ball. Again, I think she thought that ball was hit a lot harder than it was, and it just absolutely died. We've got runners on first and second now with 2 outs for the Indians. Another opportunity for the Lady Indians to score. Does not matter whether that's a ball or a strike. Caught stealing. And that's going to end the inning for the Indians. Poor base running there by the Indians, you had runners on second and first, and you've got to have the opportunity to score there, especially when you're playing the number 2 team in the nation. We'll be right back for the home half of the fourth momentarily. Back here for the Patriots home half of the fourth inning, I'm Kyle Wilson. Coming to the plate is Brooke Barlow. Barlow doubled her first time up off the right field wall. Barlow, when we discuss the College of Central Florida and some of their statistical leaders, Barlow is right there with Cullup, with McGill, among national leaders in certain average or in certain statistical categories. Barlow is second in the nation in runs batted in, behind Haley Weber of Western Nebraska. It's going to be an out for Barlow. And the first out for the College of Central Florida. Bringing up Tiana Hill, the third baseman, who has been busy on the defensive end. She's had a couple line shots at her, had a couple grounders, one that she was booted. Is a infield pop-up. Another out for the College of Central Florida. Tell you what, they are swinging at early pitches from Lana Adringa, keeping her pitch count low. That's going to bring up Adrienne Williams, the designated hitter, struck out her last time up. And that's going to end that home half of the inning. 1-2-3 for the Central Florida Patriots. We'll be right back. We're back in the top of the fifth from historic Dodger Town in Vero Beach, Florida. I'm Kyle Wilson. We've got an interesting game here over on field number 8. The number 2 team in the country, in the nation, the College of Central Florida Patriots, are down 4-1. They're losing by 3 to the Lady Indians from Chipola College. And it actually could have been a lot worse. When you look back, the Indians have left 9 runners on base through 4 innings. This game could be significantly different at this point. There's a liner back to McGill. Going to retire Sorrento. Coming up, the catcher, number 23, Lexi Basford. Count, 1 ball, 1 strike to Basford. Basford 1 for 2 today with a strikeout and a walk. She struck out in the first, walked, stole second, and was stranded at second in the third. There's a grounder to Tiana Hill over at third base. She turns and throws to Barlow at first and gets the putout of Lexi Basford. That's going to bring in Brooke Williams, the left fielder, number 25. She's also 1 for 2 on the day. Grounded out to third base. Like I said, Tiana Hill's been busy over there at third. And in the third inning, singled and was stranded at first base. Again, the Indians have left a total of 9 runs on the bags thus far tonight. McGill, high and inside. Count 2-1. A called strike 2. Count 2-2. To Brooke Williams, left fielder. From Sneads, Florida. Williams playing left field today. Also pitches for the Indians. She's got a 2.44 ERA and has appeared in 9 games this year. She's played in much more as a left fielder. She's going to make it over to first base and is going to bring up number 17, the third baseman, Ashley Morris. Morris flew out to center field in her first at-bat, and in her last at-bat in the third inning, lined out to the first baseman. Runner on first, single for Brooke Williams. That leaves Ashley Morris, the third baseman, at the plate. There's another single for the Lady Indians. It's going to move Brooke Williams over to second. On first base now, Ashley Morris. And coming up the top of the order, Dana Edmondson, the center fielder for Chipola College. Central Florida, little mound meeting. Scott Jamison over here creeping up on people.
Sorry, Kyle.
A quick update from the Florida Southwest and Gulf Coast game. Score is 3-3, tied up going into the bottom of the fifth inning. Called strike. Ball called on the inside corner. You know, the more baseball and softball that I watch, the more and more I am really glad that I'm not an umpire, because they have got a really, really hard job determining whether some of these are balls and strikes. Chipola continues to score runs, adding a fifth run and moving runners to second and third. Chipola continues to add to their lead over the number 2 in the nation, College of Central Florida Patriots. That's going to bring up Gabriela Santos, the right fielder. It's her fourth at bat on the day. She reached on an error in the first. In the second, struck out. And in the fourth, popped out to the first baseman. Runners on second and third for the Lady Indians. Over at third base, Ashley Morris. And at second, Dana Edmondson. That ball is blooped to center field and is going to fall. It's going to score one run. And the McGill throws it away to right center field. That's going to go ahead and score two more runs. And the College of Central Florida pitcher, Kaylin McGill, has now had two errors directly relating to 3 runs. Central Florida down. Base is cleared on that play by Santos and McGill. Santos singled. Runner came across trying to get that runner out at second base. McGill throws it away into right center field, bringing around 2 other runners. What a surprise. Not what you would expect to see from the College of Central Florida. Again, 2 errors from McGill. There's a hard hit ball to the shortstop in the hole, and she does not have the arm to be able to get her out. Madison Reagan with an infield single. That's going to bring up Nally Lopez, the second baseman. She walked in the first, then stole second, was stranded there at second. In the third, Lopez reached on a fielder's choice and then came around to score. And in the fourth, she was hit by a pitch and stranded on first base. Pinch running for Chipola over there at first base is Kirsten Thomas. So Thomas running for Reagan over there at first base. And that hits Lopez in the helmet. McGill having one of those days, you know, as we discussed earlier, that baseball is just one of those games that anybody can beat anybody on any given day if you run into a pitcher that you team matches up really well against or really well or doesn't match up against. And this is just going very, very poorly for McGill and for the College of Central Florida Patriots. But as we've seen, and be it someone who does the announcing for Santa Fe College up in Gainesville, we've seen the College of Central Florida a couple times this year, and they can score runs very quickly. So I'm not going to count them out until we're either up 8 after 5 or till after all of these innings are completed. But I will not count the College of Central Florida out of a game until the final out has been recorded. Runners on first and second. The pitch by McGill. Hit over to shortstop. Kaylee Nix is able to make the play and throw it over to Barlow to record the out of Sorrento. Chipola scores 4 runs on 5 hits in the top half of the fifth, giving them an 8-1 lead over the heavily favored College of Central Florida. We'll be right back for the home half. See if Central Florida can dive into that lead a little bit. See if they can't score a couple runs, keep this game going. College of Central Florida coming up to bat here momentarily. Welcome back to Vero Beach. I'm Kyle Wilson. We're here on field number 8 at historic Dodger Town. We've got a good game going on. It's actually quite a surprising game. We've got the College of Central Florida and Chipola. And Chipola is leading the College of Central Florida by a score of 8-1. College of Central Florida, as we all know, ranked number 2 in the nation, number 1 in the state, with a record of 61 now 62 wins after the win over Polk earlier today. And this has been a very much shocking game for those of us here in Vero Beach and any of you that might be watching back at home. We do appreciate it that you're watching. Kylie Holton, number 32, the catcher for the College of Central Florida, is at the plate. And she lines one over to right center field, right over Nally Lopez's head. So it's going to be a leadoff runner on for the College of Central Florida, just what they need to try to get back into this game. They're down 7 runs. They're down 8-1 here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. You know, that last out, I didn't realize it, but that last out was actually very, very big for the College of Central Florida because there is a mercy rule. And if they would have had another run come across, they could end this game after 5 innings. It's 8 runs after 5 innings. At the plate for the College of Central Florida, Destiny Lismore. Kylie Holton was on first. She has a pinch runner in for her. That pinch runner for the College of Central Florida was number 18, Claudia Jones. Jones, a freshman out of Jacksonville, Trinity Christian. She's over at first, running for the catcher. Get sun tight, Tyler. The pitch from Endringa. Fouled back off the fence. We're in the bottom half of the 5th. Central Florida down 8-1 versus Chipola College. Chipola scored 2 runs in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 4 in the top half of the 5th inning to jump ahead of the College of Central Florida 8-1. Lismore at the plate. This is a winner's bracket game versus College of Central Florida and Chipola College. The winner of this game will face the winner of Florida Southwest College and Gulf Coast College tomorrow at 12 o'clock noon in game number 21 over on field number 7. They swing and a miss, strike 3. For Destiny Lismore, it's going to bring up number 17, the second baseman, Dion Davis. Davis struck out looking her first time up. That strikeout for Lismore is her second of the game. 0 for 2. Brings up Dion Davis. Count 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out for the College of Central Florida, the Patriots. There's a pop-up infield fly to the second baseman, Nally Lopez. It's going to bring up the top of the order, Mariah Wise. Mariah Wise. Right back up the middle, straight to the shortstop, who steps on the bag at second. It's an unassisted out, put out by the shortstop, Courtney Davis. And that's going to end the inning. That's one hit and one left on base for Chipola. The Lady Indians will come up in the top half of the sixth inning. We've got 2 innings to go. Patriots are struggling. They're down to the Indians by a score of 8-1. We'll be right back after a short break. We're back on field number 8 in Vero Beach at historic Dodger Town. I'm Kyle Wilson. We've got quite an interesting game here over on field number 8. We've got the College of Central Florida, the Patriots, and the Chipola College Lady Indians in a game that has been a little surprising. Chipola leads 8-1 over the College of Central Florida. Central Florida brings in a new pitcher, number 9, Lindsay White. And there's a hit deep into right center field. It's a leadoff double for Courtney Davis. It's going to bring up the catcher, number 23, Lexi Bassford. Bassford, you know, she did kind of look like she came up a little gimpy when she came around second base. It was one of those things where she looked like she pulled up about where the second baseman is standing about right now. Of course, she didn't have to go in hard. They've checked on her. They feel comfortable that she's all right over there at second base. It's going to bring up Lexi Bassford, the catcher. Struck out in the first, walked in the third, and in the fifth, grounded out to the third baseman. Tiana Hill over there at third has been quite busy today. It's a first pitch ball from Lindsay White. Going in today's first game, White had an ERA of 2.12. 24 wins, 1 loss in 35 appearances. 30 games started, 12 complete games, and 2 shutouts. She pitched the first 5 innings, I believe, of the game earlier today versus Polk State College, before McGill came in. The pitch from Lindsay White. Runner going over there at second. And the second baseman, Dion Davis, is not able to make that play. It would have been a really, really difficult hop. But that's going to be an error, an E4. our PA announcer in here saying if he would have sat back on that ball, it would have been an easy out at first.
Number 25, the left fielder, Brooke Williams. Yep, she'd have sat back there, waited on it. She'd have got her on the high bounce.
I agree. Because she charged that ball, and then it got a hot bounce into her, not able to make the play, right into the bread basket. And, when it's going like that, when you had a game like this where they've scored every inning except the second.
We're going to run for the catcher. I don't know who it's going to be, though. I can't see that.
All right, running for the catcher. Let's see who comes in over there. Can we see? Cannot see from our camera angle. Looks like number 4. Kelsey. Nope, excuse me. Number 4 is Tanaya Robinson. Robinson over there running for Chipola College.
Aaron Daddy, you're on the wrong team. You got 4 Tanaya Thompson. We got 4 Aaron Daddy. Aaron Daddy, you got his 44. We'll have to figure it out.
We're going to have to check on that player over there. We've got a couple different roster numbers. We'll check on that and make sure I have the right player over there.
We got a discrepancy.
We either have Aaron Daddy or Tanaya Robinson over there. So that's Aaron Daddy over there at now second base. Sorry for that little bit of confusion. Had a couple different names on our roster for number 4. We've got that straightened away now. That's Brooke Williams that was at the plate. She walks.
Third baseman, number 17, Ashley Morris.
This is going to bring up Ashley Morris, the third baseman, number 17. She flew out to center in the second, lined out to the first baseman in the third, and singled and came back around to score in the 5th inning. So bases loaded for the Indians. There are no outs. That's strike 1 to Ashley Morris. Bases full of Indians once again. Still adding up runners left on base for Chipola throughout this game. We're up to 11 runners left on base, and they've got 3 on right now. No outs for the Indians. There's a fly ball to left center field. It's caught by the left fielder. Barlow, the first baseman, comes all the way over from her position at first to cut that throw off. That's a 1 out. 1 out for Chipola College, bringing up Dana Edmondson. Edmondson, in the first, walked and scored. In the second, singled and was stranded on third base. In the fourth, she walked and then was caught stealing after stealing second base. And then in the fifth inning, singled and came around to score again. So she scored twice today, been on 3 times, been on 4 times. Chipola coach Hendricks making his way out to discuss something with his batter. Edmondson at the plate. This can turn into... Yeah, that's very true. There is a huge gap in right center field. Anywhere between the 220 sign in center field and the tall light pole in right field is completely open. They are shading both outfielders very far over toward each line. Center fielder shaded just a hair toward left field, left center. And there is just a giant gap in between the center fielder and the right fielder. Anything to the outfield scores 2 runs at minimum. Right on the outside corner, called a ball. 3 balls, 1 strike for Lindsey White. Lindsey White put into a difficult situation when she entered this game following McGill. McGill with 2 very uncharacteristic throwing errors. 1 to first and 1 to really nobody, but it was supposed to go to second base, but it was thrown into right field. We're hearing some little bit of activity over on field number 7. We'll have to check in with that Gulf Coast Southwest Florida game here shortly. We'll let you know what's going on over there momentarily. We got the bases loaded here, though. Bases full of Indians, and Lindsey White walks in a run. That is 9-1. 9-1. Chipola leads the College of Central Florida. And if the College of Central Florida doesn't come around and score at least 1 run in the bottom half of this inning, this game is over. Hard to believe. What's going to bring up number 5, Gabriela Santos, the right fielder for Chipola College. Bases loaded. 2 balls. No strikes. I'll tell you what, the pitchers from the College of Central Florida are having some major issues with their command today, both in the circle and when fielding and throwing a ball over to first and second. It's been an issue for them today. 3 balls, no strikes. Oh, correction. 2 balls, 1 strike. Last thing that Lindsey White wants to do is walk in another run. There's a fly ball to left field. She lost it in the sunlight. Oh, my goodness. Mariah Wise, the leadoff batter for the College of Central Florida, just having a rough day over there in left field as well. She lost that ball in the sunlight and scored 1 run. And leaves the bases loaded. I mean, I don't know if that would be an error or not. I wouldn't give it to her. I mean, that was quite obvious that she simply lost that ball in the sunlight. It's starting to be later afternoon here in Vero Beach. And apparently from left field, that sun is straight into the eyes of some of these players. You call that rub of the green in golf terms. Just kind of something that happens. Batting, Madison Reagan, the offensive player, number 8 for Chipola College. Score here from Field 8 in Dodgertown, 10-1. Chipola upsetting the College of Central Florida. They're up 9. With
I heard you talking. I looked over here, and like mine was still like this. I looked over at yours, and yours is still like this.
there's a blooper, just foul. That would have been trouble. Runners on first, second, and third. Bases loaded full of Indians. With Nally Lopez at the plate. Correction, Reagan's at the plate. Madison Reagan at the plate. Apologize over there. There's a liner to left center field. There's that gap that we were talking about. Well, one of them, that gets all the way to the outfield warning track. That's going to score 2 runs and is a stand-up double by Madison Reagan. That's going to bring up the second baseman, number 14, Natalie Lopez. They're going to bring in, Central Florida is going to bring in a new pitcher, number 7, Morgan Matthews. She's going to come in and start warming up. We'll be right back, take a short break, and be right back from field number 8 here in Dodgertown. We'll be back shortly. Central Florida has brought in a new pitcher, their third pitcher of this game. That's Morgan Matthews, number 7. Matthews comes in with a 2.69 ERA. She's got a 2-0 record, appeared in 13 games, started in 4. She's pitched 26 innings, allowed 25 hits, 15 runs, 10 of which were earned. She's allowed 10 walks and struck out 11. That's number 7, Morgan Matthews, in from Tallahassee Lincoln High School. She's a sophomore, plays pitcher and first base for the Patriots. There's a wild pitch by Matthews, which is going to allow another run to score. Santos is going to cross the plate after the wild pitch. Reagan moved over to third. So on third, Madison Reagan. We have one out in the top of the sixth inning. An absolute stunner over here on field 8. Not at all what we were expecting from the game between the College of Central Florida and Chipola. There's another walk.
First baseman number 10, Verona Sorrento.
And bringing in Burana Sorrento. First baseman. She's 1 for 3 on the day, her 4th at bat of the game. Grounded out to both third and shortstop. And in between those, in the third inning, she singled. Ended up being stranded on third in the third inning. Over at third, we got runners on the corners for the Indians. At third is Madison Reagan. And at first, Nelly Lopez. Inside, that's count 1-1. To the first baseman. There's a pop fly to center field. Kelsey Cullup is under it. Tagging is Reagan. She would have been out at home, but Holton not able to corral that throw, which is going to bring across another run, the 14th for Chipola College. That's going to bring up Courtney Davis, the shortstop. RBI sacrifice fly for Brianna Sorrento. We're in Vero Beach, historic Dodger Town. I'm Kyle Wilson. We're in the top half of the sixth still. College of Central Florida versus Chipola College. Chipola jumped on the College of Central Florida early, 2 runs in the first, and has since scored 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 4 in the fifth, and 6 in the top of the sixth. Central Florida getting a little taste of their own medicine today. There's a line drive, fly ball out to left field. Mariah Wise is able to corral that one. And that's the end of the inning. And goodness gracious, Chipola scores 6 runs that inning to take a 14-1 lead. The College of Central Florida has got to score a few runs to keep this game going this inning. We'll be right back from Dodgertown with the home half of the 6th inning momentarily. What more could you ask for in a place to stay? Vero Beach Inn & Suites offers outside oversized swimming pool, a bocce court, fitness center, and smart TVs in every updated room. It provides plenty of entertainment options for kids and adults alike. The full-service restaurant, Tiki Cabana, and sports bar offer civilized ways to wind down after fun-filled days here in Vero Beach. Please call us at Vero Beach Inn and Suites for more information at 772-567-8321. We're back here from historic Dodgertown and the College of Central Florida. The Patriots have their work cut out for them in the bottom half of this inning. They currently trail 14-1. They're down 13. They've got to score 6 runs this inning to remain alive. Well, to remain alive in this game. If they do lose this game, they will be dropped to the losers bracket. This is game number, we are in game number 14. They will play tomorrow. The loser of this game plays tomorrow at 10 a.m. on field number 9. That's a single. Kaylee Nix, their singles. She's on first. Kelsey Cullup. And there's an error by the third baseman, Ashley Morris of the Indians. Airmails a throw over there to first. That's going to move runners to second and third. That's going to bring up the best batter in the state, Brooke Barlow. Brooke Barlow is third in the state in batting average with an average of .477. She grounds to first. That's going to score 1 run. Kaylee Nix comes across. That's an RBI for Brooke Barlow. But 1 out. Score 14-2. Now batting for the College of Central Florida, number 12, Rebecca Enter. She's got a .333 average and has hit 6 home runs on the year. Enter comes in. She started 36 games this year. She's played in 46. She's got 90 at-bats and has driven in a total of 32 runs through this point in the season. Runner over there on third for the College of Central Florida is Kelsey Cullup. One ball, no strikes. We got 1 out for the Patriots into the bottom half of the 6th inning. Patriots trying to get this back within 8. One ball, 1 out. Patriots down 12, trying to scrap back into this. Called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. For Rebecca Enter at the plate. Enter pitch hitting. Enter pitch hitting for Tiana Hill. What a play over there at third base. We'll see if Tyler can't get a replay of that for us. That's Ashley Morris over there and firing to first base. Barranca Sorrento over at first, stretching for that. We'll show that to you if we can real quick. Oh, the NJCAA TV replay. At first, and from foul territory, fires over to first base. What a play by both the first baseman and third baseman, Ashley Morris and Bianca Sorrento.
Thank you, sir.
We have another pinch hitter for the College of Central Florida. That's going to bring in number 15, Kaylee Smith. She's hitting .344. Got 11 hits on the season, 4 RBIs. We've got 2 outs, no balls, no strikes in the bottom half of the 6th inning. There's a ground ball over to third base. Ashley Morris makes the throw to Bianca Sorrento, and that's going to end this game. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, the College of Central Florida has lost to Chipola College by a score of 14-2. Chipola College mercy rule after 6 innings. Hard to believe that Chipola has defeated the number 2 team in the country by such a dominating fashion. That's going to move the College of Central Florida into the losers bracket, where they'll play tomorrow at 10 a.m., I believe. College of Central Florida, it's game 14. Yes, they will play tomorrow at 10 a.m. on field number 9. But that's going to move Chipola farther along in the winners bracket. They're going to face the winner of Florida Southwestern College and Gulf Coast College. Looks like they're in extra innings over there on field number 7. So we're going to end this broadcast and move your way over to field number 7, the Gulf Coast versus Southwestern Florida broadcast. They're in extra innings in the 8th inning over there. Thank you very much. We'll be back for our final broadcast of the night here in about 30 minutes.